Books, books. I like books. I'm gonna read them all.
Hi readers, Chris here. Welcome to my channel where I review fantasy, Stephen King, all sorts of books, and today I'm going to be talking about The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. In case you're new here, I am on a journey to read all of Stephen King's books by publication date. I just recently did an update of my 90s books. This book was actually published in 1999. So here's a really quick setup of this book. All you need to know about this book is that there's a young girl named Trisha. I believe she's about 12 or so, and she gets lost in the woods. That is all that you need to know about this book. Thankfully, after reading so many chunky King books, this one is relatively short. Overall, I really enjoyed this one. It's a short book. It's pretty fast-paced. There's not a lot to it. It's got a really straightforward story, which I think is simple but effective at the same time. I don't think that it's my favorite King book ever. I'll tell you why, but definitely a solid read. And I actually think this one would be a good read for someone who's like either has never read King before or is just getting into King because it is so short. So what I like about this book, first of all, is the main character, Trisha. In general, the number one thing I usually like about King books are the characters, and this one is no different. So we have a young girl, a very young girl. We get to know her very intimately in this short story when she gets lost in the woods and she's thinking about her family and her experience with her mother and her father and her brother specifically. Like, we really get to know Trisha really well. We get to know what makes her happy, what makes her sad, what makes her scared and terrified, and what makes her want to survive this experience. Because even though it sounds simple, oh, I just got lost in the woods, like, I'm not talking about like the backyards woods. I'm talking about like deep forest woods, and that is terrifying. So that brings me to the second thing that I like about this book, is that King has such a good ability to take normal everyday things in the real world, and make them really scary. You really feel Trisha's fear at points during this book. It gets dark in the woods. There's animals in the woods. There are places where she gets stuck in the woods, and there may or may not be something that's after her. It may be in her mind. She doesn't know. Like, I think that's all something that anyone can understand. Even if you've never been lost in the woods before, most people have been lost at some point, and you kind of get that inner feeling of like fear, like, oh my God, I don't know where I am. Like, can you imagine being a young girl lost in the woods for like a couple days and really not know where you are or how you're going to survive? I mean, that's terrifying. And King just does such a good job, like, making you feel that. Feel how terrified Trisha is. And that's just, it's just such good writing. Now, the reason that I don't love this one as much as like Misery or Gerald's Game, some of those other books, the one thing that I will say is that I was really hoping for a come to Jesus moment at the end of the book. I hope you know what I mean by that phrase. I was looking for some like really big payoff where Trisha would just like, stand up and be strong and defeat the forest and conquer her fears. And that kind of happens in a way, but it kind of happens very subtly and smoothly, and I was expecting more of like a big moment, and this book has a very soft moment. So again, it's not that it's bad, quote unquote, it's just not what I personally wanted. So yes, overall, I did enjoy this one. I would have personally changed the ending, but I still think that it's a really enjoyable book. And just to reiterate this point, if you are someone who doesn't want to read King because you're not into horror or you don't know where to start, this book is less than 300 pages. Like I said, it's a really simple story. It's easy to digest, and it's scary without being like horrifying and gruesome or bloody or any of those type of things. So I would definitely recommend giving this one a chance, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Oh my god, there's one thing I wanted to mention that I totally forgot about. Okay, it's hard to say whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, but you may be wondering, why is the book called The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon? Because I wondered that going into it. So Tom Gordon is the name of a Red Sox baseball player. And one of the only things that Trisha has with her while she's lost in the woods is this Walkman, this radio Walkman. And through this, she is able to listen to Red Sox baseball games, and Tom Gordon is her favorite player. So this is something that helps her on her journey, helps her conquer her fear. But this was something that I really didn't connect with at all. First of all, I'm not the biggest sports person. Second of all, I am a New Yorker, so anything to do with the Red Sox, again, not really my thing. So I don't know if that impacted my overall view of the story. Maybe it did, but I don't know. You can read it, you can decide, and let me know. So that's all for me today on The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. So now I want to know from you, have you read The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon? If you have, let me know what you thought of it. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe to my channel for more bookish stuff coming your way soon. All right, everyone, happy reading.